This elementary school's extreme game of rock, paper, scissors is taking the internet by storm. This is a Time article on Time.com by a Megan Mikulski. I didn't know this was a thing. I guess this is a thing. Rock, paper, scissors is a time-honored schoolyard tradition. But thanks to one elementary school, the revered hand-signed game may never be the same. A video of fourth graders at Indianapolis's Lowell Elementary School playing an extreme version of rock, paper, scissors involving two teams, hula hoops, and the high stakes of all worthy PE games has quickly taken the internet by storm over the past week. Dubbed Hula Hoop Showdown by gym teacher Eric Branch, the minute-long clip shows the kids going crazy over a fresh new take on the competition. I really love the reaction that it's gotten, Branch told Wish TV. I think what's most powerful about is not the game itself, but the kids and the energy that they have in the video. Unfortunately, I can't play the epic clip, but you can go to Time or actually look up Hip Hop Showdown. I'm sure it'll come up. What a trip! All right, let me know if you come up with any new games or something interesting you like to play as a kid. I just think the stuff like this is fascinating. Thanks for watching. As always, let us know what you think, and I'll see you on the flip side. I'm out.
The Great Pestilence of Europe by Shahan Chion. Now that we understand what the Black Death is, let's have a look at the most famous case of the Black Death in history, the Great Plague of Europe, which ravaged Italy, France, Germany, Britain, and many other countries besides during the 1340s and 50s. How did it get started? What happened? And how did people cope with the apocalypse exploding around them? The origins of the plague. The Black Death, or plague, originated in Asia, most likely in the hot, dry climate of the Gobi Desert. Here it remained isolated for centuries, untouched and unmolested. It took so long to get anywhere that the plague didn't really have a chance to spread. Without human intervention, it would be unlikely that it would pose much of a threat to anybody, being so isolated from the rest of the world. Since this was the case, how did plague break out and wreak havoc in the way that it did? The answer is the Silk Road. The Silk Road was the legendary network of overland and oversea routes which sprang up between Europe and Asia, and which served as a way for Eastern merchants to sell and transport goods to their Western customers. Silk, ivory, spices, exotic herbs, new knowledge and technology and ideas, all spread westward along the Silk Road, largely protected by the expanse of the Mongol Empire. However, one unintended consequence of all this trade and travel was that it was now much easier for plague to move around. Plague rats could now hitch rides on wagons and carts. Fleas could hide in rolls of cloth, sacks of food, and crates of merchandise. The filth of camps and villages along the trade routes also provided excellent breeding grounds for plague rats and their fleas. Slowly, mile by mile, town by town, the plague was creeping toward Europe with imperceptible slowness. Sooner or later, it would reach a jumping-off point where it would be close enough to spark real devastation in the crowded, filthy streets of European capitals.
Poor Burkittsville. There's no blankety-blank witch. Get the hell out of our woods. I want to credit Thrillist.com and MentalFloss.com for some great information. After the extraordinary success of the Blair Witch Project, some residents of Burkittsville, Maryland, crouched in fear of the mythology created by the movie. Others took advantage to make a profit. Perhaps they accepted the inevitable thrill seekers, or maybe the old cliche money talks will never go out of style. Regardless, the Blair Witch is a fabrication created by Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez, who did an excellent job of putting together a terrific story based loosely on two people. Ellie Kedward, 1729 to 1785, an Irish woman banned from the town of Blair after being accused of witchcraft. Several children blamed her for allegedly luring them into her home to draw blood from them. The second was Rustin Parr. 1903, this date seems uncertain, to 1941. A serial killer who murdered 7 children in Burkittsville. He claimed, quote unquote, on the instructions of the Blair Witch. Has Burkittsville shared the fate of witches throughout history? Traditionally, witches are old crones with oversized noses and jutted out chins, sporting large warts. But how do you envision the sorcerers? Our ideas connected with these terms have indeed changed over the years. But for all our enlightenment, bring on Halloween, and witches once again ride their broomsticks, accompanied by their familiars.
And as you can see, there's some wildness. I know that everybody's been looking forward and really getting a focus on Halloween already, but this guy's taking it to a whole new level. Yes, the Monkland police are saying that they are looking for a guy with long eyelashes, great skin, raised eyebrows. He's 40 years old but looks 20. Now you can take a look at some of these tweets for yourself. They are quite hilarious. And we have a very good episode here on History and Headlines with Granny Monster, and I want to thank Cherish, Action Gal, and Llama Monster for their contributions. Thanks for watching.